Let's dive into another year filled with some Westknits socks. The last 2 years I did a Westknits Year of Socks ebook where we get a different pattern every single month. So we're going to continue that into the new year, into 2025, with 12 new socks throughout the year. And most of them will be seamless top-down construction, but you can expect a lot of different stitches, some beginner-friendly stripes, some cables, some other colorwork techniques. So it's going to be a really fun surprise each month which socks you're going to get, and I'll give you a sneak peek of the January socks coming right around the corner. These are going to be the first design in the new Westknits Year of Socks ebook called Stripe Step Socks, and I was really inspired by the construction that we did in the Color Popportunity in the surprise sock along last year, so you'll find a modular construction for this first pair of socks. If you haven't done socks like this before, it's really easy. You're basically just making a rectangle in garter stitch for the leg and the top of the foot, and then you knit the other section as a separate flat rectangle while attaching and knitting the stitches together. It's really easy with a little photo tutorial in this pattern, but when you sign up on Ravelry or on Westknits.com for the Westknits Year of Socks, you'll get an intro PDF with all the details, and it's going to be like a year-long knit-along. So you can share all your socks each month on Instagram with our Year of Socks hashtag, Westknits Year of Socks 2025 hashtag, or you can join the Ravelry group, and we'll be sharing photos of our progress each month, and there's going to be some fun prizes throughout the year for all of you participating and knitting along with me for the new socks. So these are the Stripe Step socks. All of the whole ebook is available now on Ravelry and Westknits.com to sign up. For next year's Year of Socks, it's going to be an ebook only participation. So you just have to sign up for the ebook, and then you'll get automatic PDF updates throughout the year at the beginning of each month for all the new socks, starting with the Stripe Step socks. And then finally, if you're signing up before the end of the year, you'll get a little early bird price that we set. It'll be about €6 less than the final ebook price on January 1st. So you can sign up this month and get that intro PDF, and then right around the corner into the new year are coming, the Stripe Step socks are coming right around the corner. So these feature a solid yarn. If you want to start collecting some colors, you'll need a solid color of sock yarn, fingering weight, and I used a self-striping Zauberball Crazy, just one ball of that for the self-striping contrast color. All right, let's dive in and look at some of the previous years of socks. I'm still working on the final designs for next year. I've got about half of them figured out. There's going to be a lot of really fun interpretations from some of my shawls and sweaters becoming sockified into next year's socks. And if you have any ideas of some favorite Westknit shawls, what would you like to see in your sock knitting? Do you want more color work or some more lace stitches? Or do you want some really simple, beginner-friendly socks next year? So let me know in the comments down below what kind of techniques and sock styles you're looking forward to, and I'll see what I can do to accommodate that. So there's going to be a big variety. Last year we started with some chunky cables, or like a DK weight cable. It went really quick with that DK weight gauge. These were the billowing braid socks with a thick DK weight cable down the center, and these took about half the amount of time as a regular fingering weight sock because of that thick gauge. And then we did a self-striping pattern in January for the spiral splash socks. These were really fun with Zauberball. So this is a similar self-striping color style that you're going to get in January of next year's ebook. So the spiral splash socks, one of my favorite things about them is that they're symmetrical. So the right sock spirals one way and the left sock mirrors the right sock, and you get that beautiful symmetrical mirror image in those slip stitch socks. And then after those self-striping socks, we did some lace. These were the February socks, the glittering snowscape, and you'll notice a lot of the socks reference some of the stitches from my shawl designs. So if there's a shawl that you really loved knitting, you'll likely find a sock pattern that coordinates with it, and you could either use the same colors or maybe some coordinating or contrast colors to your shawl. So my mission is to have a whole family of my shawls with matching and coordinating socks. So we got that with these beautiful glittering snowscape socks And these were dyed by Life in the Long Grass in those beautiful brassy golds. We did some more slip stitches. These were the Stony Stream socks in last year's Year of Sock collection. And these featured another self-striping yarn, that Zauberball Crazy, with a coordinating solid. I love working with the self-striping yarns because it's a constant surprise what you're gonna get with each stripe and color sequence. And so you'll definitely see a couple other patterns next year in the Year of Socks ebook that incorporate those self-striping yarns. So if you want to start collecting your colors now, I just recommend getting some sock yarns that inspire you, some self-striping yarns, some bold semi-solids, and then you'll be good to go for a lot of the sock patterns next year. After the Stony Stream socks, we did the dip stitches in the fur rib socks. And I think these are one of my favorite ones to wear because of that stretchy ribbing. It has a really plush texture with the dip stitch where you're dipping down and knitting a stitch from several rows below. And it made a really thick plush fabric and really simple clean lines with that ribbing. And then we did a little bit more lace the following month. These were the Mingling Daisies socks. And last year I gave a double dose of socks. In this month, we had a Mingling Daisy sock and a Lazy Daisy sock. Both of them use the daisy stitch pattern, and it's a really fun texture, really simple. And the Lazy Daisy was definitely the simpler option with self-striping yarn, and the Mingling Daisies had a little bit more going on to it with a fade of 3 colors. And there was a little lace and a little cable technique for the Mingling Daisies socks. After the Mingling Daisies, we had Dancing Droplet, and this was my challenge to design a sock pattern that really celebrated those high contrast variegated yarns, because I'm always drawn to those crazy high contrast colors, but sometimes it can be difficult to know what to knit with them or how to make the yarn shine and not look too muddy. So with the Dancing Droplet socks, it uses this technique that clusters the variegated pools of color, and you get these little textured polka dot or like rain droplets throughout the sock. And I contrasted that splashy variegated with a neon contrast color. So these were really simple, really fun, very straightforward, but they're the answer to what do I do with that variegated skein of yarn. And then another one of my favorites, they're all a favorite for a different reason, but I think the fur rib socks, I really love that dip stitch ribbing, and then the brioche. These were the Flying Foxtail socks in the summer, and I just loved using that increase-decrease motif on the top of the sock, and it made for a very ornate and beautiful design. I love the plush ribbing of the brioche stitch, and I used Mominoki yarn for these socks. I loved knitting every single stitch because I got that high contrast with the Mominoki smoky semi-solid color effect, but one of the colors had this really delicate speckle, and it was really fascinating to see where those teal color pops would lie in the brioche. And then the Flying Foxtail socks, those were more on the intermediate level, so you're gonna find a range of skill levels throughout the Year of Socks collection for next year, but there's definitely a lot of really beginner-friendly patterns. I'd say at least half, more than half, are really relaxing, simple patterns to knit, and those will be similar styles to the Woolly Waffle socks. This was last year's textured design with a fade of 3 colors, and it made for a really relaxing project for your travels or knitting and TV watching, the Woolly Waffle socks. And then as we geared up for the mystery knit-along season, I went back to the shawlography design I did about 3 years ago, and then I designed a coordinating pair of socks. This is the sockography from last September's Year of Socks ebook, and it featured these crisscrosses, welts, bobbles, slip stitches, brioche. There was so many techniques collaged together in the sockography, and I really love the effect that you get with the mix of textures and a mix of 5 colors for sockography. And then we did some more dip stitches for the treasure trove socks. These were another fun solution to using up little mini skeins or leftover bits of sock yarn. So a lot of the patterns last year, and also coming into the new Year of Socks, there's going to be several patterns that show off mini skeins or that utilize those leftover stash busty sock yarns. So if you have any leftover colors from your shawls or socks, there'll be a lot of patterns for you to mix and match those colors. And then toward the end of the year, we had 2 final designs, the Go-Go Dynamo socks. These featured a lot of textures from the Mystery Knit-Along, some slip stitches, tiny bobbles, a bubble texture, and a little bit of brioche. If you still haven't done some brioche knitting or you're a bit brioche shy, then don't worry. There's going to be mostly socks that don't have the brioche stitch in them next year, but you might see a little bit of it in 1 or 2 of the designs. So this was in the foot of that Go-Go Dynamo sock, the brioche, and I love how it just bounces off of all the geometric lines with the bobbles and the slip stitches. And then we finished last year with some really cozy, thicker socks. I held 1 strand of fingering weight sock yarn with a lace weight mohair, and this was the first time I ever held mohair with a sock, and I really loved that soft halo, especially just for a lounge style sock. So these are my knitting on the couch with my dog watching TV socks, and it made a really nice fluffy ribbing, and this was another modular construction. So you'll see a little bit more of this construction technique next year. There's definitely a couple designs that compose the sock in segments, so you're knitting the sections together, and then most of the socks will be seamless and very straightforward from the top down. So these are called the Mo-Mod socks, and you just need 2 colors, a main color and contrast color, and I held a coordinating strand of lace weight mohair with each sock yarn. Really fun, very stretchy with that ribbing flowing across the top of the foot, and a nice color pop for the sole. So for next year, let me know in the comments down below what kind of techniques you're looking forward to. If you want more of those simple style designs, or do you like the collages of texture with something different happening in every section of the sock? I'd love some feedback as I design the final socks for the end of next year. And again, we'll kick things off with the Stripe Step socks. You'll get that as a PDF update at the beginning of January when you sign up on Ravelry or Westknits.com for that whole collection. So thanks for watching, and I hope you'll participate with this year-long knit-along of socks, and we can make a whole drawer filled with new sock patterns.